Hi, it's Kim from Expressions of the Universe with your weekly wisdom for August 7th through the 13th. And I have your stars and cards for all zodiac signs. I will be pulling cards from the Crystal Medicine Oracle deck by Rachel. You know, I can't read without my glasses. By Rachel Sharman. And I think that will serve us for the full Sturgeon Moon in Aquarius. I will be time stamping. So if you're just looking for the cards, go and look for the timestamps for all zodiac signs, as I'll be talking about the astrology first, the crystal of the week, the card of the week, and then I'll get into pulling cards for all signs, or you can stay and watch the whole thing. So I'm officially back from vacation, and it was really lovely. I went to the beach with my family, and that's a little crazy because, you know, we don't live with each other. We haven't for a really long time. So, you know, the dynamics of being with other people, other personalities that are completely different than you can be challenging, but we didn't fight. If anything, we laughed a lot, typically at my expense, because everybody likes to make me the brunt of their jokes, but it is truly funny. Yeah, the weather was really good. We did have one rainy evening, which was nice because I brought games. And so, you know, we played Cards Against Humanity. And then one evening, just because we were so tired, we played Nintendo Switch. And that was kind of fun. And all the other games we didn't play. But it was nice doing the beach. I woke up at 5 a.m. every day and took my dogs to the beach, and we walked along the beach and waited for the sunrise. I'm sure some of you saw some of my sunrise videos. I really missed that. So this morning I woke up at 5 a.m. I had my coffee out on the deck in the dark. Venus was flanked to my left. I'm doing it opposite because I think it flipped. And Jupiter was to my right. So Venus was to the north, Jupiter was to the south, and the sun was rising. I was trying to catch some of the Perseid meteor showers because we were watching them every single evening down the shore. It's a very low light area where we were, and in a nature preserve. So we were able to see so many meteors. It was really lovely. The only downfall is the person that I rented the house from was extremely neurotic, was surveilling us on cameras, and kept texting me about things that we were doing or not doing, and it was driving me crazy. And we didn't sleep for like the first 3 nights. So that was a little harsh, until I threatened a cease and desist order against her because I paid good money for that place. But enough about that. The animal totems that, you know, they were few and far between, but I found a hawk feather, a raptor feather floating in the ocean, big, huge. I should have brought it. I'll post a picture. I do have a picture. I'll post that this week. So I know that that had some sort of meaning. The dogs were really loving their walks. And I've been continuing with it since, you know, I got back from vacation. I only missed one day, and that is because it was raining and I was dog tired, and I just couldn't do it because some of you may or may not know, my daughter got a new puppy, an Australian cattle dog, also known as a blue heeler. His name is Chibs. He has his own Instagram account. So if you're on Instagram, I put him in my stories. I have him in my feed, and so follow him. He's a cutie, but I'm bitten up from him. He's got razor sharp teeth, but I'm babysitting him Monday through Friday, and I'm working from home on my day job from their house, which is only 8 blocks up the road from me. But it's a lot. It is a lot. Kimmy is too old for this shit. Is this my practice run for grandchildren? I don't know. All right, so we are on approach to full moon in Aquarius. It is the full Sturgeon Moon, also known as the full corn moon, the full grain moon, or the full red moon, because in the Northern Hemisphere, it's so hot that often the sun appears red, the moon appears red in the evening sky from the heat and the pollution. Let's show, before I get into that, my crystal of the week. It's going to be selenite. And I brought my mother lode, my big selenite. I could kill somebody with this, but I keep this right on the credenza at my front door. It's for protection, and I keep it with black tourmaline and rose quartz because I only want good vibes coming through my door. But I thought that this would be really great. I picked this card at random and said, okay, this is the crystal of the week. We're coming into the Lionsgate portal. I posted a little clip from last year's video, and it takes you to the full video of the Lionsgate. And I know that I have more videos than that, but I also posted, I updated the information in the full video with the 6 different blogs that I've, written about Lionsgate. So I'm not going to get so into it. If you want to know more about it, there's plenty of information at expressionsoftheuniverse.com, on my website, and on YouTube. But what is Lionsgate portal? So it is 8/8, August 8th. Leo, it's the sign of Leo. It's the 8th month, the 8th day. And actually what it is, the main star in the constellation of Leo, which is Regulus, aligns with the brightest star in the sky, which is Sirius. And then they align with the pyramids in Giza, the 3 pyramids, which aligns with the stars in Orion's belt. So, which is my favorite constellation. Second is Cygnus, the swan, and then Cassiopeia. And we also have the Cygni meteor showers. The Perseid meteor showers will peak on August 11th. Cygni meteor showers, which there aren't too many, but it's in the constellation of Cygnus, the swan. That peaks on the 18th. So there's plenty, and we're coming out of the Delta Aquarids. So there are plenty of meteors going on. Get outside and view it. Now this coming week, with the moon waxing to full, it will wash out those meteors that we can see. So you want to do it now. If you have clear skies, get out there at night. You can see them. We were watching them for the last 2 weeks on vacation. It was pretty amazing. So, yeah, selenite. It purifies, it cleanses, it gives us a beautiful glowing aura, and that's what we want to do. We want to raise our vibration during this time, because the Lionsgate portal, what I had written down for it was, it's about self-reliance, relying on the self. Other Lionsgates have been different. And they've been more about the collective and the harmony in the collective, because this full moon that's coming on August 11th, it's in Aquarius, the sign of humanitarianism and large groups of people. But this particular, we have a lot of really difficult aspects this week, a lot of squares and oppositions and quincunxes. And I really feel it's about self-reliance. I wrote, it's going it alone, finding out who we are and what we are made of. Groups just bring out our own inner conflicts, which, okay, maybe you want that. As we're all projecting our own conflicts on each other at this time. Also, too, Venus will be finishing up her tour in Cancer and opposing Pluto in Capricorn. And that is bringing out the shadow side of our ego and our psyche. And I'm going to be posting next week more about the shadow of each element, the shadow of the signs. Some of it will be humorous, and, you know, some a little bit serious, but like, let's take a look at our shadow. We're always having to do shadow work. We all have a shadow side, but this is really about acknowledging those shadow bits and not disowning them, but embracing them and seeing how those shadow parts of ourselves actually make us stronger. Where does it make us weaker? Where can we transform that, the Pluto energy, and bring in love to those shadow bits, the Venus? So that's what that really feels like to me. And it's really about digging deeper into our own psyche and finding out who we are at our core, and stop pointing the finger at others, because those projections, what we see in other people, it's just a mirror reflection of what we don't like within ourselves. That Mercury had moved into Virgo this week, and I have posted quite a bit of information about that. And, you know, Mercury in Virgo can be so critical, so judgmental. So yeah, and I found myself being in a total like F the world mood or mode. And I knew that it had to be Mercury on that Virgo stellium. I have Uranus, Pluto, and Mars in Virgo in the 5th house of pleasure and fun. And I'll tell you, I just really was not liking anybody, and it wasn't anybody in particular. I was just like in a mood. And we should really, when I'm announcing that a planet is moving into another sign, like, know your chart. First of all, I have a tutorial on how you can pull your own chart. Check out that video. But really be present within yourself and see how over those first few days, how that energy is affecting you. Even the moon sign changes. The moon changes signs every 2.5 days. Pay attention to what sign the moon is in and how it's affecting your mood. You know, the moon rules the tides of the ocean. And I had a whiteboard at our beach house that I brought down with us. And I had the high and low tides of each day and the sunrise and sunsets times of each day, so that we knew, because walking out on the beach the first couple of days, because there's like rocks that come out, I knew I couldn't get past a certain point the first couple of days because the tide's coming in. And the pups wanted to go, you know, when the wave was out, but I knew we wouldn't be able to get back. But then towards the end, the high tide was later and later, so we were able to go pretty far down the beach. But yeah, where was I going with that? So our bodies are about 50 to 60% water And then you have to account for the blood in our body. So we're about 70% liquid. And if you don't think that the moon has an effect on that, think about how it controls the tides of the rivers and the oceans. It will have an effect on us. So I've written articles about that. I've had videos about that. Check it out. Anyway, August 2022. So we had Mars, Uranus, North Node conjunction. That energy is still going on, and that could be causing some issues with, my gosh, I left my notes over there. Ear, nose, and throat issues, thyroid issues. I'm going to have to pause you for a second and grab my notes. Yeah, so you want to also watch for muscle spasms, rheumatism, arthritis flare-ups, appendicitis, thyroid issues, testicular issues, sepsis, boils. And when I was seeing that, made me think of monkeypox. So that's like, that's also Saturn retrograde, Jupiter's retrograde, Neptune's retrograde, Uranus will be going retrograde later this month, Pluto is retrograde. But, you know, that Jupiter in Aries, that is expanding the blood vessels in our head and our eyes. It will help Geminis and Aquarius, though, because they tend to have restricted vessels. Leo, heart and spine. So we could be seeing some issues there. Teeth. If you are experiencing any teeth issues, you want to make sure that you take care of them, because it could really go into a bad infection, and then teeth infections go right to the heart. So take care of that. And as I said, ear, nose, and throat issues. And if you can't get to a dentist, you know you have an abscess or a rotten tooth. Oil of cloves on a cotton ball, or oregano essential oil, but don't put it off, because the aspects were highly susceptible to infection, sepsis, and not good. The Mercury in Virgo, stimulating our sympathetic nervous system. So we could be a little, I think, you know, telling you, like, I was really aggravated with just the world in general for the past couple of days for no reason. Okay, so you want to, I missed that. I meant to announce the comet Pan-STARRS was bright and visible on August 4th. Missed that. August 7th, 8th. This whole week I feel is a little volatile. There are a lot of squares, a lot of oppositions. On a scale of 1 to 10, I may be rating this week a 10. Even though, you know, we do have Lionsgate, we do have the full moon. I really feel that this is intense. August, September, October, intense months. I'm really keeping my eye on March of 2023, gathering information. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on coming up. So we're not out of the woods. Like, if you're looking for a break and a respite, you're practicing resilience at this point, because I'm not really seeing an exhale until 2024 late to 2026. We're going through, as a whole world, globe, going through huge transformations. We're going from almost one paradigm into another. A new world is being created, and we're lucky enough to be experiencing it. Is it difficult? Yes, it is. It's challenging, but there's so much beauty in being here and being in this moment, being able to create the life and the world that we want. So more on that at another time. This full moon on August 11th is at 19 degrees, 21 minutes of Aquarius. So big highlight on the fixed signs of Aquarius: Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio. You want to take a look at anything between like 17 and 25 degrees in your chart. That's where that will be occurring. It's the last super moon of 2022. It's at 9:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be conjuncting, coming together with Saturn. There are 6 fixed planets in that, and Venus will be moving into Leo, but that gives us a little pleasure and fun. I had written so many notes. And then the peak of the Perseid meteor shower happens, but you want to view early before the moon rise. And I did make a post about that. All right, Venus and Leo, fun, pleasure, full Sturgeon Moon, fixed alert. The sun, moon squaring Mars, Uranus, North Node. I'm going to bring up the chart so that you can see it. All right, so here we are on August 7th, and I'm just doing, you know, basic planet chart. I'm not, no filler, but you can see the red lines are squares and oppositions. That is tension. Blue lines are harmonious, and this green line, that is called a quincunx. That's usually a little bit difficult, you know, moon quincunxing Uranus. And phone. Just going to go to the meat. All right. August 8th, this is the Lionsgate portal. So you can see the abundance of the red lines, the squares, the oppositions. This is why I'm talking about self-reliance and going it alone, because we're in conflict with others. And so it's really best to keep to yourself, do your own thing, rely on yourself, see what you have, you know, get to the core of who you are. So much of what we need to be doing is focusing on our inner world and stop relying on that outer world, like the outer stimulation from social media, from the television. Like, really get within yourself. Let's see. So this Lionsgate, it's a big focus on the sun, because it's the sun in Leo that counts, right? It's at 16 degrees, but this is a little bit, I'm gonna have to go back some hours. The Lionsgate is the midpoint of the sign at 15 degrees. Come on, there we go. We'll just put the rising sign also at Leo. So 15 degrees. It's also the midpoint between summer and winter. And that's why it's so important. And it doesn't just happen on August 8th. The portal opened with that new moon in Leo on July 28th, and it will carry until the sun moves into Virgo. But that quincunx that we were seeing, now there's a quincunx with the moon and Venus, but I was focusing on quincunx that we were having with Uranus, I believe it was. Oh no. Oh, sun was sesquiquadrate the moon. No, let me see. Sun was squaring Uranus. Guess where was I seeing the quincunx? Was the moon. Moon was sesquiquadrate Uranus. We could be feeling emotionally insecure. There's a lot of judgment, a lot of criticism out there. But you want to caution yourself about making things up in your head and stop taking things personally. And most people probably overthink what other people are thinking of them. Stop caring what other people are thinking of you, unless you're doing something really horrible. All right, so let's move on so I can get to your cards. August 9th, more tension. August 9th. So let's take a look at that Jupiter Mercury aspect. So Mercury is quincunxing that green line. Quincunx are in conjunct Jupiter. Its exaggeration is like, this could be a very exaggerated day. People running around screaming, the sky is falling, or think of the boy who cried wolf. Whatever that you focus on August 9th will tend to grow in your mind without anything happening in the external world. So this is a time for mental obsession, OCD. Circumstances in life can seem much better or much worse than they really are based on what you've got going on in your head. So that's what that aspect is. All right, August 10th, your basic squares and oppositions. This is that opposition between Venus and Pluto. That's where I was talking about that shadow side coming out. So you may see the ugly in a lot of people, but I want you to be aware of the ugly, or what we deem as ugly, within ourselves so that we can transform that. The transformation is that Pluto, and we're going to turn it into love with that Venus. I will be posting about that August 10th. And then here we have the full moon day. So it's at 19 degrees and 21 minutes. So let's get that moon to 19 degrees. Full moons occur when the moon and the sun are opposite of each other. There we go. 19 degrees, 21 minutes. Sun is in Leo, moon is in Aquarius. Moon is conjuncting Saturn. What do I think about that? Let's see. Check out my notes. Moon conjuncting Saturn. It's not particularly harmonious because, you know, Saturn tends to be deemed a malefic. And the moon is affected by this. This is restriction, contraction. The moon is about the people. And the way I'm looking at this, do I have this in, I have it in Placidus. I actually really want to do it in equal house. Let's edit this chart. I want to do it in an equal house. Now I gotta, sorry. Please. Darn. Okay. Go back to, there we go. See, that's what I thought. This is why I wanted to switch it to equal house system from Placidus, because Aquarius rules the 11th house. So the way I'm looking at it, this could be different in your area, but it is about the people. It is about the collective. It is about humanitarianism. The moon is the people in mundane astrology. And here we have Saturn, which is constricting the people, holding back. So I'm wondering if we're going to be hearing of some more things that are being taken away, privileges, liberties in the world being taken away. Just know that everything is transforming, so it doesn't really pay to get yourself all upset, because everything will work out the way it's supposed to, and the world is transforming. The old regime is going down. Self-esteem is really weakened with this Moon-Saturn conjunction. I think this whole week feels like a very low self-esteem type of week. You know, Leo is all about pride and courage and our self-esteem, ego. But a lot of fears are coming out with these squares and oppositions and conjunctions. So that is what I'm picking up with that. Let's see. Also on this day, we have so much fixed energy. We have the Moon and Saturn in fixed sign of Aquarius. Then we have the Sun in Leo. We have Venus in Leo, both fixed. We've got the South Node in Scorpio. We have the North Node Uranus and Mars in fixed Taurus. So, you know, if you have planets aspects in the fixed signs, you will be particularly feeling the tension, as will the signs that quincunx these signs. So, which would be for Scorpio, it would be Gemini, Taurus, it would be Sagittarius. For Aquarius, it will be, I believe, Virgo, and for Leo, it will be it'll be Capricorn. So there's just tension all over. I don't really feel like any sign is going to be unscathed. Although, because there's so much fixed energy, I'm just going to come off of the screen share. Because there's so much fixed energy, it's giving us the willpower and the endurance and the persistence to change things in our lives, to make things manifest. So set your intentions or your will to overcome the problems that you're having in your life, whether they be mental, physical, spiritual, ethereal. Set those intentions. There is a cardiac alert because, you know, Leo does rule the heart. Blocked arteries, and then also spinal cord issues because Leo rules the upper back, the mitral valve, aneurysms. Hawthorn tea, pomegranate juice, white tea, very, very good for those issues. I actually bought a box of Hawthorn tea. I'm going to get it for you. I got it from a little international market in my neighborhood that carries things that you can't get anywhere else. But so you may want to, you could even probably look on that company that delivers things in one day that begins with an A, and just type in Hawthorn tea, HAWTHORN. It's herbal tea. I can't read most of the box. And where did I see? Oh, okay. So on this side, it does say Hawthorn right up on there. But the nice thing about the market that I go to, they have a translator that stands up at the back of the checkout lines where the aisles start. And if you're looking for something, she'll go with you and she'll read the packages. But the nice thing about international markets that I have found is that they all have really descriptive pictures on all of their packaging, like no matter what it is that you're buying. So you can pretty much figure out what is in the thing. So because, yeah, I can't read that, but she's great. She's helped me find a lot of really wonderful things. And that's the thing with these international markets. Like if you're in the United States, you may be, if you're not in the United States, you may have access to a lot of this stuff. In the United States, it's so different. You only get like what they want you to have, you know? They don't promote health. They don't promote like these healthy living things because they want you to be medicated. They want like it's all about big pharma here. It's about, you know, pushing medications to fix problems that you can really do and heal on your own if you eat right and you live your life properly. That's a whole nother, that's going to be a whole nother video, but you'd be surprised at all the benefits of herbs and herbal teas and what it can do for your body. So hawthorn tea, pomegranate juice, white teas. Okay. Mars will trigger the eclipse from May 16th that was in opposition, that Taurus Scorpio at 26 degrees. So look in your charts, whatever you have between 24 and 28 degrees, especially if it's in a fixed sign of Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, or Scorpio, something's going to be coming. We're going to hear about some world events. This could be weather related. This could be earth related. There could be, you know, a huge earthquake, tsunami, some type of destruction. Usually will happen within a few days. So I wouldn't be surprised after following this full moon that something huge happens. Like we hear of world events, some catastrophe or something. So crossing my fingers, but that's typically what happens when we have a big eclipse. And then later on, planets and aspects make an aspect to that exact placement. It usually is a trigger, and it's Mars. So Mars is like disruptive energy. And just a little for next week, before I get into the cards, for next week, August 14th through the 19th, Neptune is going to be the big player in the chart. It will be sleepy, dreamy, foggy, very unclear. We will have to be paying attention because things could sneak in. This could be, now Neptune often talks about disease, infections. Things could sneak in under the radar and we don't catch them in time until it's a little too late. So what? It's also deception, lies. So, but very low energy next week, I will tell you. So yeah, be on alert and stay tuned for that. All right, so what's interesting, 2 times I pulled this. Now I'm using the Crystal Medicine Oracle deck. 2 times I pulled this just randomly, like doing this with the pile. And so I'm like, okay, this has to be the card for the week. And it's card number 11. And it is the sun. It's divine masculine. And the crystal is Heliodor, which to me be sunstone. That's what that would be for me, sunstone. There's another one. So I will be posting on Facebook and Instagram a whole channel message for the full moon, maybe for the Lion's Gate. You know, Leo is ruled by the sun. So that's why I thought this was really, really wonderful. And I'm like, okay, it came out twice. I have to use this. Looking to see. Crystal Heliodor aligns to the divine masculine. It promotes strength and power. It also assists with focus and stability. And the medicine here is the sun. So this is about getting out into the sun. That was, I posted Lamas or Lugnasa, which is the midpoint between the seasons as well. That's part of the Lionsgate portal, Lamas or Lugnasa. Lugnasa. It's the first harvest generally in the Northern Hemisphere. And it is about celebrating the sun because it's an indication that the season is about to change. And so get out there and enjoy the sun while you have it. You know, if you're bitching about the heat, yes, it's been friggin' hot. There are ways to cool off. You know, you can go out early in the day and enjoy, soak up that sun. It's good for your body, getting that vitamin D. And, you know, make sure you take your vitamin D3 supplements because it does boost your immune system. It keeps you healthy. It brightens your spirits. So do it. Celebrate the sun. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to pull cards for all zodiac signs. You want to pay attention to your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. You need your time of birth. If you are not sure what that is, I do have a video, an Astro 101 video on how to pull a free birth chart for yourself, or you can order one from me. You also want to pay attention to any stelliums or clusters of planets in your chart. So you can get, you know, at least maybe 3, 4, 5 cards for this full moon for this week. All right, cut these. We're going to start with Aries, as per usual. Aries, suns, risings, and moons. You have angels and spirit guides. Let's see, this is card number 2. It's the upper world, and angelite is, I wish I could do these in order, but and I am going to use the book just to see if I want to give you any additional information. Would be nice if I could get my together. All right, Aries, you little rams, you little rams. The angels and spirit guides. So this is talking about what you have attracted into your life. This is about connecting to that other side, bringing angels and spirit guides into your awareness. Your medicine is the upper world. So that's typically ancestors that have crossed over to the other side, as far as I'm concerned. And this is, you know, like, so there are 3 major spiritual worlds for shamans. There's the upper world, the middle world, and the lower world. And my whole family, my spirit guides, my ancestors, they all live in that upper world. So this is even like taking a moment to meditate and tap into that divine connection, tap into those archangels. If you need help, you have to call on them. They're always waiting in the wings to help us. You have to call on them. The crystal angelite aids your connection to the higher realms. It acts as a conduit to receive messages from your angels. It also assists in receiving healings from angelic realms. Love that. All right, Taurus. You have card number 24. It is retreat. Like that little vacation. Well, I'm a Taurus rising, so yes, and I still need more vacation. I still have about 8 weeks of paid time off in my bank, and I need to use it, but I can't because I'm too busy at work. The mountain is your medicine, and green calcite is your crystal, and that's for healing. The mountain, when I immediately think about obstacles that could be in your way, if that is the case. But retreat would say to me, it is time for a rest. It is time for a respite. The mountain, let's see what this says. There are hundreds of mountains on earth, and each has its own energy or spirit. They're the keepers of the land and hold within them the memories of ancient times. And when you take the time to be still, yeah, because the mountains are just sitting there. When you take time to be still and connect, you can feel their presence. You can feel the ancient ones. The energy of the mountains is strong and sacred. The green calcite assists in relaxation. It soothes the mind, the body, and the spirit, and it also nurtures and heals the heart. Love that. All right, Gemini. Gemini, you have creativity, fire, and big spite. Okay. So let's creativity. I love that. Well, fire energy typically is creativity at its finest. You think of the fifth house is ruled by Leo, and that is a fire sign, and it is about creativity as one of its messages. The medicine here is fire. Fire is one of the elements that we work with strongly in healing and shamanism. So if there's anything that you want to transform in shamanism, that's why we do fire ceremony. It's the quickest way to transform something. Fire element draws forth the energy of passion, life force, energy, renewal, and cleansing. Kundalini, creativity, sensuality, and transformation on a deep level. The big spite, it's a red emerald, and it's one of the rarest crystals on the planet. It's one of the most powerful crystals to enhance and invoke a creative flair at the deepest level. I need this. I need this because I was thinking to myself today, being a Gemini sun, I haven't created in quite a while, and I have 2 commission pieces that I need to, one that I need to finish and one that I need to start. I got commissioned like a month ago to do a watercolor. I have another piece that I'm finishing up, but I haven't done it. So I need to go get some big spite. I think I have some. I got to find that. Big spite aligns you with the life force and energy of the universe, awakening the fire within. Love that. Cancers, you have rejuvenation, and it is plant medicine and green tourmaline, more healing. That is your crystal. So Cancers, rejuvenation. So I really feel that that is part of, like, okay, coming out of your shell a little bit, taking the time out to maybe rest, because like if life is just so crazy and fast paced, or you've been feeling burned out, it's really time to slow it down so that you can rejuvenate yourself. Plant medicine is known for its healing powers and medicine from the beginning of time. That's what I was talking about, like with the hawthorn tea, you know, herbs and teas as plant medicine to help revitalize and rejuvenate the body and the mind and the spirit. Healers and shamans, you know, I'm a practicing shaman. We do rituals and ceremonies using plant medicine. I don't, because I cannot handle being out of my realm. I can't handle any kind of mind altering anything. I have no tolerance physically for it, and I turn into a complete mess. But I'll do herbs, I'll do teas, I will eat well. The green tourmaline connects deeply with the medicine of the plants. It balances and heals the heart chakra. It assists in creating a deeper understanding on all levels with all people and all beings and all things. So really take time to look into, for the Cancer suns, risings, moons, stelliums, really take some time and look into connecting with some herbs and different plants that, you know, can rejuvenate your body. All right, Leo, it is the dance, and your medicine is the rattle, and your crystal is boulder opal. I think I've ever heard of boulder opal. Interesting. So the dance to the rattle, it is following, it's almost like a trance. It's a powerful ritual to awaken the joy in the soul and deeply cleanse the body, mind, and spirit. So this is about getting out and moving your body to dance to music. When you move your body and dance to the rhythm of your own heartbeat, profound personal awakenings can be experienced. It's time to clear out the clutter physically, mentally, spiritually for the Leo suns, risings, and moons. I know a lot of Leos that are really going through the ringer. Maybe it's about moving your body, you know, getting out there and just like shaking up like all of the stagnant energy within you. The rattle is like that rhythmic, it is a musical instrument, but I can't think of the word that I want to use. But the rattle serves as calling to the spirit world and bringing in your angels, your ancestors, and your spirit guides while you dance. The crystal, the boulder opal, invokes spirit of joy, play, and dance. They call to awaken the spirit of your ancestors, and they will facilitate trance-like states. See, I did say that right earlier. When I think of the rattle and the dance, it is like a trance-like state. So, you know, it's not just movement for the sake of movement, although that does break up stagnant energy in the body, but it is more or less like a meditation as well. Virgos. Oh, I love this. You know, we are getting ready to come into Virgo season. We're halfway through Leo season. And for you, it's personal power. It is the power animal, and chrysotile is your crystal. So interesting. Chrysotile. I would think it's like a can't even think. I can't think. Oh my goodness. Chrysotile. So this is about finding your power animal, Virgos, getting grounded down with the earth. What is your power animal? You want to go out into nature, look for that animal totem, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to what you're seeing. It could be insects, it could be birds, could be, you know, ground animals. This, if you keep seeing the same animal, like when you're going out into stores or on TV over and over and over again, like what is calling to you, and look up that meaning. This card has shown up for the Virgos today to ask you to feel the fear in your life and just do it anyway. What has been holding you back? You want to embody your power animal in this moment. Power animal, common knowledge between the tribes and medicine people and shamans, is we all have our own power animals. And that's why I write so much about animal totems, and I need to do more of that. Our power animal stays with us from birth until death. There is a movie and a book series called The Golden Compass, and every child, every person has a power animal, and I just love that movie. It's just so interesting. And sometimes our animals change, but we do have one particular power animal. And of course, we have many, many, many that come and assist us throughout our lives. But you want to call on your power animal. What was think back to like when you were a child. What was your favorite animal when you were very, very, very small? First recollection. Most likely that is your power animal. The chrysotile, chrysotile discovers and connects you to your power animal. It aligns you to your strength. It also awakens your personal power. Call upon your power animal and work with the energy as you come fully into your own personal power version. Love that. Libra, going within is your card for this month. Going within, your medicine is the inner world or the lower world, and bogie stones. Oh, darn it. Oh, good catch, Kim. So this is interesting because the bogie stones talk about masculine and feminine energy. It is about bringing things into balance. In the inner world or the lower world, and I just know this from my own shamanic practices, you are looking for elements, elementals to connect with, spirit guides, but on an elemental level, whether it is earth, fire, air, or water. But you're bringing all of that into balance. That's what the energy of the bogie stones are. That's just my general knowledge of that. Yeah, taking time and going within and preparing for your own birthday season. But let's see what this has to say. You have to discover the answers to your current questions. And the only way that you could do that is by quieting yourself and going within. The inner world, like I said, well, the Celts would enter the inner world through a hole in a tree, you know, like that fairy realm. That's what all of those elementals are. There's healing, there's guidance. The way that you access this is through the dream world, but the meditation world. So I would highly recommend meditating. The bogie stones will assist you with going within, and they provide medicine to journey to the inner world of shamanism. I don't think I knew that. And they are related to balance. So that's perfect for the Libras, suns, risings, moons, and stelliums. Scorpios, it is reflection. Winter is your medicine, and your crystal is rhodonite. Interesting. Card 22, which is Ascended Masters. So, reflection. This is a time for you to step back, reflect on everything, going within, You know, this full moon is in a fixed sign, so it is squaring anything that is in Scorpio, also in Taurus. So you just want to take a little step back, Scorpios. And winter, this is just saying this is a time for you to conserve and rest your energy. It's a deep reflection, a time to go within and connect to your inner wisdom. And that is what is being offered and available to you at this time. So I just feel as though you're saving up your reserves, your powers, your energy for when the nodes shift. I know Scorpios really have been going through it. The medicine of winter, it says, sorry, it wasn't giving me what I wanted. I already talked about that. When think about winter, that's when everything dies off. It conserves energy. It's resting, preparing. The word winter has a meaning also that of a time of water. It's the coldest season. It's the time that everything goes into sleep mode, making powerful time for reflection. You're invited to go into this inner world, into this cave, and do some deep, deep, deep diving. The crystal rhodonite assists in taking time for reflection. It will help you enter the inner sacred cave for renewal. It will also help you to find a deeper sense of self-worth. That was difficult. My words just didn't want to come out. Sagittarius. I almost just went to Capricorn. Sagittarius, you have sacred healing, the medicine drum, and malachite. That is about some deep level forgiveness and healing. And let's see, this is card 25. So when I think about sacred healing, this is about like really going in, doing some deep meditation, meditating on like all of the pain that maybe you have endured for a very long time. Think of the people that you need to forgive. Think about the things that you need to let go of, including yourself. It's a sacred time of powerful healing on so many levels. There are many aspects to healing, and an imbalance in the system can affect all levels of the body, mind, and spirit. This is a time for you to bring all of that into alignment, Sagittarians. The medicine drum, it's similar to what we saw in the dance for the Leos, another fire sign, where you're going into that trance-like meditative state, using the power of the drum or the rattle to allow you to get really, really deep within yourselves. The vibration of the drum assists the veils of the world to open and allow the energy and presence of higher realms to come forth into the physical and to help you heal. You go in with that intention. The malachite assists with healing on all levels. It will help you to let go of old emotions. It also helps you to change old thought patterns. Capricorns, you have soul retrieval. Soul retrieval, the middle world, and Galena is your crystal. So this is interesting. So soul retrieval is when we have had trauma in our lives. And so bits of our soul fracture off and stay in that place of where that trauma was. And so that we can move on in life. Now it's time, through maybe years or decades or whatever the work that you've been doing, Capricorn, suns, risings, moons, stelliums. Now it's time for you to go back into that middle world where your own personal garden is, right in here, and retrieve all of those little bits that had fractured off and pull yourself together and bring everything back to yourself. You should be strong enough at this point that you can do that. At least that's from my own shamanic practices. So let's see. If you feel like a part of you is missing, that's when, you know, we've all been through trauma and those fractured pieces come off of us. Do you have a memory of a trauma that keeps raising its head? Do you feel unsettled as though that you are in need of healing? So maybe you, instead of ignoring those things that are triggering, it's time for you to actually take a deep dive, take a deep look, and pull them back into yourself and deal with it. Now, the middle world for me, that is where we have our own personal space in shamanism. And so you go to the middle world and you check out and you see what it looks like. What does your dream world look like? Is it a wreck? Is the grass not mowed? You know, is everything neat and orderly, or, you know, are things out of place? It's always really good because it tells you what's going on inside of oneself. The world, it's a spiritual realm, obviously, of the physical plane or the non-ordinary reality. Healers and shamans travel there to connect with the spirits of everything in nature and receive the energy medicine of things such as the mountains and the planets and the crystals and the moon and the sun and the elements, and special helpful people show up there in the middle world as well. So this is another meditative journey. The crystal galena opens the realms of the middle world. It grounds the spiritual body into the physical, and it also helps to regulate blood pressure. So some deep healing for the Capricorns. Aquarius, this is your full moon. Woo, Aquarius, this is going to be intense. It is all about intention. I love it. Can't make it up. It is the staff is your medicine and pyrite is your crystal. So it is about manifesting 101, Aquarius. I love it. And we can all use this card for ourselves. So we've called this card into your awareness, Aquarius, to highlight the powerful energy of intention. We are the creators of our own world and destiny, and we can manifest through our thoughts, all of our heart's desires. So it's really important to be mindful of your words and your thoughts, because they are and become the intention. The staff is a rod that is used. It's a sacred tool of medicine people, and the staff is used in sacred ceremonies. Sorry, like, I'm trying to read this. So when I think of the staff, I think of it helping in stability, to hold one up, to guide one along. The staff is a symbol of your journey of growth and your spiritual path. Think of, you know, like a walking stick, a staff, and it goes along with you and it helps you to get through, and it gives you stability and it holds you together. Each initiation and awakening of your life's journey is reflected and represented on this particular staff. So you may want to do a little bit of a reflection The crystal pyrite helps to slow down the mind. It focuses the mind on the present and it assists with manifesting intentions. Love it. Okay, and last but not least, Pisces. You have, this is the anchor card for the entire deck. It is ancestor healing. It's tree medicine, and your crystal is amber. And so immediately I think of, calling on your ancestors, but this tree medicine, it is interconnected, not only to everything and everyone on this planet, but also in the spirit realm. Think of how deep the roots go, and then the branches and the leaves reach up into the sky. The amber is the blood or the sap of a tree, and often bugs and critters get stuck in it, and then it becomes petrified. So this is talking about not being frozen in fear, not being frozen, staying in the past, not being frozen to not move forward in life. Didn't even look up. You see what this says. So at this time, this ancestor healing, it's been said that we can, when we do the work, we can heal 7 generations before us and 7 generations after us if we do the work on our own selves and repair and heal deeply our body, mind, and spirit, our DNA. This is one of the reasons why I became a shaman, is to not only heal things within myself, but to heal my whole entire lineage that came before me. And what is my legacy after I leave here? The medicine, the tree, it's, that earth connection. And I said that runs deep down into the earth. But without trees, we would not be able to breathe or exist on earth because they provide so much oxygen. So this is about deep breathing, deep healing. They are the guardians of our land, and they have spirit and consciousness. I'm just thinking about my one tree that I trimmed. I asked it, I'm going, or told it, I'm going to trim you. And I felt bad trimming her branches, but I thanked her for her beautiful blossoms, but it was time to let some more sunshine in. The crystal amber is the blood of a tree, and it connects us to the blood of our ancestors. It draws out disease from the body, and it invokes wisdom. So that is what I have for you for this week. I know this was long, but thank goodness I time-stamped this. Yes, that's it. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. Be sure to check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I got to do better with my TikTok, Pinterest, and of course at expressionsoftheuniverse.com. Check out those blogs and videos regarding the Lionsgate, because I have a ton of them. Been doing this for a really long time if you're interested. And be sure to comment me. Tell me how you like the video. Share it with your friends. Subscribe. Check out my other videos. And I will see you next week with some more wonderful weekly wisdom. Bye.